Math Plus, where math makes sense. This is a practice video today where we will be putting the decimal as the dividend, and it will be divided by a whole number. So decimals divided by whole numbers, the decimal is the dividend, and the whole number is the divisor. If you haven't watched the lesson for this video, make sure you hit the link above, and the name of the video is Divide Decimals Part 1 of 2. Watch that lesson, then come back, and I will have 5 problems for you to solve. You do need to know how to do long division because we are dividing a decimal by a whole number. Turn off the video, come back, and see if you're right. The first thing we do, if you watch that video, the lesson video, it's right here, raise it to the roof. What does that mean? That means that you take that decimal that's here as the dividend and you raise the decimal in the exact same place to the roof. That's all you have to remember. If you remember raise it to the roof, you've got it. Now I just do long division. Now, if you don't know how to do long division, that's really hard for you. I did put a workbook in the description. You can hit the link and there's a workbook there and you can go ahead and purchase something like that or look online for some games that are free. Practice. You need to know how to do long division. That's not our lesson today. Our lesson today is dividing decimals by whole numbers. So I'm going to look at the 8. 8 divided by 4 is 2. I can double check it. 4 times 2 is 8. That should all work like a triangle. And our answer here is 8. We're going to subtract, and then we're going to bring down our 9. Now, I'm not going to do these arrows every time, but when you hear me say bring it down, that means bring it down so I can divide it, right? Because 8 minus 8 is 0. Now, I know that 9 is really close to 8. I'm going to put a 2 again. 2 times 4 is 8. Subtract, and I have a 1, and then I bring down my 2. Now I have 12. 12 divided by 4 is 3. My answer is 2 and 23 hundredths. I'm not going to keep putting the reminder here. Step number 1, raise it to the roof. Turn off your video, come back. All right, I have my decimal here, raise it to the roof. I'm going to divide 1 by 3. Well, that's not going to work. Put up one finger. You can't cut it up 3 times and get a whole number, right? So we're going to just put a 0. I know that 3 times 3 is very close to 11. I'm making these first few easy on purpose just so you get the steps down. And then we have 2, and we bring down our 20. Now, if you don't know your multiplication, there's also a workbook in the description, but you can write your multiples over here off to the side. If you need to do that, do it. That helps you be more independent in your work, and you're figuring it out by yourself. So I know that 3 times 7 is 21. I went too high. How about a 6? 3 times 6 is 18. Right away I thought of 7 because that was close to 21, but that was too high. So now I have a 2, and I'm going to bring that 4 down, and I have 24. And 3 times 8 is 24. How are you doing so far? Think to yourself, where am I having trouble? We still have 3 more problems. What am I struggling with? Am I getting my multiples wrong? Am I not coming up with the right thing to multiply by? That's an easy fix. Write your multiples. Am I not lining my numbers up? Am I having trouble? They're all over the place. Mine are kind of like that, aren't they? Go ahead and do this on graph paper or get a notebook, lined paper, turn it sideways, and everything will be lined up for you. So figure out what you're struggling with and fix it. This one is 5s, and I started writing the multiples out for you over here just to give you an idea of what I meant by that. The next 2 problems, you may have to write them out. Turn off the video and come back. First step, raise it to the roof, put your decimal in, and now I have a 4 divided by 5. That's not going to work. That number's smaller. Now I'm looking at 42 divided by 5. If you had written out your decimals, you know that 8 times 5, or maybe you know your 5s, is 40. That would be better if you know them. My thing is sticky today for some reason. And now I have a 2. We don't look at the decimal, just bring the numbers down. We took care of the decimal by putting it in the top. No need to do anything else. 27 divided by 5. Count by 5s. 5 by 5. 5 times 5 is 25. And then we have 20 left. 5 times 4, count by 5s, is 20. Your answer is 8 and 54 hundredths. All right, now I'm going to challenge you a little bit. You have 2 left. This time, you're dividing by 6. 6s, 7s, 8s, and 9s are usually the toughest ones to memorize. 1 and 98 hundredths divided by 6. I wrote my multiples out. Make sure you do that if you need to. Turn it off, solve it, come back. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is show you my multiples off to the side. I've got them written out. And really, that's not the first thing, right? You're probably thinking, you told me the first thing I should do is put my decimal up there, and you're right. The second thing I should do is write out my multiples, because you don't want to forget it. That's why. Raise it to the roof, step number 1. All right, I have 19. If I just go over here, look, that's 6 times 3 is 18. And I put it right above that 9. If you need to put a 0 here, because 1 divided by 6 does not work, do that if you need to. That helps you keep everything nice and clear. Look at that. I have an 18 again. How easy is that? 3 times 6 is 18. My answer is 33 hundredths. 1 and 44 hundredths divided by 9. Of course, I have all of my multiples already written out. You remember step 1 though. Solve it and come back. And it might take you a little bit more time, but take the time to do it. You'll feel good if you get this one, because the 9s are a little bit harder. I'm going to go ahead and what am I doing first? You're probably going, put the decimal in there, raise it to the roof, don't forget. There we go. And then I'm going to uncover my multiples. And I wanted you to look at this. Did you notice a pattern? I wrote 9, and then under it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And over here, you know that 2 times 9 is 18, but notice then it's 1 number less in the ones place, 28, 7, 6, 5, 4. I'm going to put a 0 here in the ones place, or the first number here, because I cannot divide 9 into 1. All right, so I have my 0, and now I'm going to look at bringing down, or looking at 14. How many times does 9 go into 14? And the answer is 1. So I'm going to subtract 9 from 14. And that gives me 5. Bring down my 4, and look at that over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 9 times 6 is 54. And then I have my answer. So the multiples really help, because I noticed when people are doing long division, and I say people, not just children, adults as well, it just seems like a lot of steps. You have to remember your division, you have to remember multiplication. It's a lot to remember. So put those helper things off to the side, make it easier on yourself. Now, why do I have something hidden over here? I really want to emphasize to you that that decimal place matters. Look how the answer changes. If I put my decimal here, 14 and 4/10 divided by 9, I'm going to get the same process here, right? But the answer is going to be 1, oops, that's a 9, sorry about that, and a 5, and 54. All this stays the same down here, all of it, okay? But the answer then becomes 1.6 and not 0.16. This is 16 hundredths, and this is 1 and 6/10. That decimal points changes the value of that number. If you need extra practice, go into the description underneath the YouTube video, and you will see a link to some practice worksheets. Also, there's a practice workbook for multiplication and one for division as well. You know what you know, and you know what you don't know. So it's up to you to make sure that you're very strong in your multiplication and your division. And then that's just going to help you be stronger in long division, especially with your decimals.